On the day that one of our greatest ever captains, our greatest ever fullback, Tony Book, passes away at the age of 90 years old, rest in peace, we choke a two-goal lead, which was pretty inevitable. As soon as I saw that Wissa goal go in, there was not a single actual typical City fan on planet Earth who didn't expect nothing else other than a 2-2 draw. I am just disappointed in two people today, honestly. Just two. Pep Guardiola and, of course, Manuel Akanji. But before we talk about Manchester City, let's quickly talk about Brentford. They completely deserved the 2-2 draw. This was an amazing game. If this was 2023, I would be absolutely livid and fuming. It's 2025. Our defense is shaken up. Our best defender, one of the few world-class center halves on planet Earth, still not playing today in Ruben Diaz. And another player who could genuinely be world-class, depending on who you talk to, John Stones, not fit enough to play 10 seconds in a football match. Like I said, if this was 2023, given our players and how younger they were and how much more enthusiastic they were about tracking down counterattacks, I would be fuming. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed at the horrible man management by Pep Guardiola at the end. And again, the cracks in our defense, the lack of mentality is showing again in these crucial moments. We choke another 2, 3, 4+ goal lead yet again. I thought Wissa was absolutely sensational. I thought Mbeumo was, of course, amazing. Mbeumo and Wissa have this great connection. They were finding each other in these pockets of spaces. But the most important thing about that partnership is the unexpected passes that Mbeumo does to Wissa. You see Mbeumo get the ball on the right-hand side, and you see Wissa making a run, and you're thinking, the ball is bouncing up in the air. Why is he running to the ball? And Mbeumo chips a pass 30 meters in the air to Wissa there. I mean, it's stuff like that that makes Brentford so unpredictable, that makes them so scary to play against. I thought Jensen was absolutely amazing today, controlling the game pretty well. Great turn, especially I think it was in that second half to start a Brentford counterattack. I thought Damsgaard was decent today, but honestly, I thought Norgard was one of their best players today, especially getting into those pockets of space. He was very dangerous today. I thought Brentford's best player was Wissa. If I was a professional football player playing in the Premier League, Thomas Frank would be one of the people on my short list of managers that I want to play for. You can see I've watched a lot of videos of Brentford and the community, the family atmosphere that they've cultivated over the years, especially in their dressing room. Thomas Frank congratulating players after making 50 appearances, scoring their first goal. These sort of milestones that different players have regarding on different types of statistics and time periods. And he's congratulating because that shows that this manager cares. And this is a great community, a great fan base, a great club, and they deserved everything today. We're going to go player by player, and we're going to go through every single player of the 11 Manchester City players that were on the pitch today. And I got to be honest, there's not a single player besides Manuel Akanji that I am thoroughly disappointed in. It doesn't mean they don't deserve criticism. I thought Ortega was decent today, good passes, good width on those passes, great control, and I thought he was spraying passes pretty well. Some of the saves that he had today were absolutely amazing. My favorite save was that near post save from Brian Mbeumo in that first half. I think he did that recently against Arsenal or some other team, and that went in. Great save by Ortega. So good performance by Ortega today. Let's move on to Josko Gvardiol. He was absolutely amazing. My favorite moment of Josko Gvardiol, it wasn't the chase down block. It wasn't the chase down block. My favorite was a pass that he made to Kevin De Bruyne in that first half. If you watched it closely, he made a very risky pass that not a lot of City players make, especially people on that left-hand side like Jack Grealish, who likes to pass the ball backwards. Jeremy Doku, who doesn't really like to pass the ball backwards. He likes to go on an adventure against 2 or 3 defenders because he's just that good at dribbling. But Gvardiol made a pass, I think it was with his weak foot, into Kevin De Bruyne, into space. It forced Kevin De Bruyne to accelerate, and he got a pass off to Erling Haaland, who shot it directly at the goalkeeper. That pass made me jump out of my seat. I was so impressed with Josko Gvardiol today, especially his defensive output today, his athletic prowess today, the little shimmies that he does. I really like Josko Gvardiol's performance today. Nathan Ake, long story short, man of the match today. Absolutely the man of the match today. Josko Gvardiol saved pretty much a goal. Nathan Ake saved at least 2 or 3 goals today. If it wasn't for Nathan Ake, we would have lost like 4-2 today. That last counterattack that they almost scored on when it was off the line, but I think Brian Mbeumo again. Manuel Akanji being lazy yet again. And then Nathan Ake just sprints there because he's such a likable player. He just works hard for the team. He's going to be a cult hero for Manchester City in 20 years' time. Manuel Akanji, look, did he have some good moments today? Yes, he did. But on the biggest moments, he was caught being lazy yet again. How do you let Norgard get in front of you like that? How do you not anticipate the cross? Savinho had a mistake. He should have dealt with that cross a little bit sooner. He should have gone after the ball. If you watched it, if I'm remembering correctly, there was no overlapping run, so you didn't have the risk of him beating you and passing it on to another teammate. Savinho could have went for the ball. He just let, I think it was Lewis Potter, right? It was Lewis Potter, the left back, cross the ball, and then Norgard just wins the ball out of the air from Manuel Akanji. Manuel Akanji, I think he hit the ball out of bounds like 2 or 3 times. Zero composure. Matheus Nunes, I thought, had a decent game today. He had some good moments. He was crossing the ball really well. A fantastic cross to Erling Haaland in that second half. But obviously, you are all going to be giving him a lot of stick for what happened in that first half, and I 100% am there with you. He should have shot the ball. That is completely inexcusable not to shoot the ball in that position, in that time period, against that goalkeeper away from home. Beautiful, beautiful pass from Kevin De Bruyne, who's running the show today. Matheus Nunes, you had to shoot the ball. Next up, we have Bernardo Silva. I thought had a decent game, his metric decent game, but Bernardo Silva, he was getting into good pockets of space, great little crossovers to create space and aid in our fluidity. That's one of the best attributes of Bernardo Silva in this football team. Great composure with that left foot on that right hand side, and he was making things happen. All I'm gonna say is that I think he just needs to be a little bit more potent in terms of his attacking prowess. If he can do that, it'll help us tremendously. Next up, we have Mateo Kovacic, who I thought made a lot of risky passes today and a lot of risky dribbles, but he made them work. Excellent performance in that first half, in my opinion. Second half, he kind of slowed down, in my opinion. And to be honest, I thought he had a good game. I was pretty impressed with his hold-up play, and I was pretty impressed with his decision-making today by Mateo Kovacic. There were some positions where he should have shot the ball. Instead, he was spraying passes out wide. Again, that shot that he had in that first half, but I think it was a layoff from Savinho or Matheus Nunes, just almost skimmed the post on that bottom right-hand side. Good performance by Kovacic today. Phil Foden, I thought Phil Foden had a pretty abysmal first half. I'm not gonna lie, he wasn't really getting into play too often. Look, if it wasn't Phil Foden, I would have said decent performance, but because I expect so much from Phil Foden, that's why I'm using the word abysmal for that first half. He was getting into pockets of space, but he wasn't showing signs of what he did last season as the reigning PFA Player of the Year. Not really showing a lot of determination and grit to go into the opponent's final third and take shots and take this game by the throat. That second half, that goal was absolutely amazing. Great cross by the Ginger Prince, but Phil Foden on that cross, beautiful, beautiful finish. As soon as he scored that goal, he had a spring in his step. The commentator said it. He was linking up play, but you should be doing that right from the beginning. Savinho, I thought, was pretty good. Like Phil Foden that first half, he wasn't doing too much on that left-hand side. He was getting beat by, who was he getting beat by? I think it was Ruslev and Nico Collins. I believe they were getting the ball off of Savinho quite a bit, especially in that first half. But that second half was absolutely amazing. That darting run, that burst of acceleration that he had in that second half, and that shot where I think it hit the post, that was absolutely amazing. Great work, great power by Savinho. Great crossing the ball. He almost scored today. He was doing his job today. Kevin De Bruyne is a timeless wonder. Another assist today, absolutely amazing. I think that's 116 assists in the Premier League. He is the greatest midfielder that I have ever seen in the Premier League and one of the best midfielders I've ever seen play football. He's definitely on that, on the same table as the Xavis, the Iniestas, the Modric's. Trust me, if he had the PR of Real Madrid and Barcelona, he would have had a couple of Ballon d'Ors. That's how good this guy is. Because he's ginger and he plays in Manchester City, no one really gives him the credit that he actually deserves. This guy can drive the ball. This guy has a left foot, he has a right foot, and especially at 34 years old, he was running our attack. I'm seeing him sprinting down, chasing the ball from, Flecken gets the ball. I'm seeing Kevin De Bruyne sprint 30 yards to try and get the ball, and I'm like, dude, relax. I don't want to see another hamstring injury. I was getting so scared. I was getting a little bit jittery because I've had some hamstring problems. I have a hamstring problem right now, so I know how devastating it could be. Kevin De Bruyne was definitely running the show. Some great shooting from Kevin De Bruyne. That pass to Matheus Nunes was exquisite. That pass to Phil Foden, Hall of Fame worthy. Next up, we have Erling Haaland. I thought today, in terms of link-up play, one of his best ever games of football. That goal that Phil Foden wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Erling Haaland showing up his hold-up play, mounting off one or two defenders with the ball. I think it was from Ortega or somebody else. A 30 or a 50, 60-yard ball, chests it down, and then he takes it down, and then he gives it to Savinho, who does a little Trivela out to Kevin De Bruyne. Overall, I was pretty happy with Erling Haaland today. Again, just because you don't score a goal as a striker doesn't mean you can't affect the play. His play was absolutely stunning today. If his headers were just a little bit more clinical in terms of heading it away from the goalkeeper, maybe not just at him, and some of his shots, especially in that first half from passes from Kevin De Bruyne, maybe if he could have taken a touch more and shifted onto his right, because he can do that. I mean, there was a player that Josko Gvardiol had, chip pass to Erling Haaland. He did his job. He got up. He got the header across goal, and nobody was there. Erling Haaland did his job today. I was really happy with Erling Haaland. All I'm going to say is that today was such a missed opportunity because Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, who played in the same game, they both dropped 2 points. Chelsea dropped 2 points. We could have been ahead of Chelsea today if it wasn't for a complete collapse. Yet again, it's the same old typical City. If James McAtee scored that goal, my vocal cords would have exploded by how hard I would have screamed. That would have been absolutely sensational, but I am disappointed today. As usual, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of today, and I will see you all next time.